Welcome to week 3. This week we're looking into culture. Language and culture don't exist without each other. There's a symbiotic relationship between them. So our goal is to deepen our understanding around the impact of culture on language and language on culture, as well as the impact of culture on the learning environment. So right now you're watching the explanation video, and here's the PowerPoint that I'm going to refer to. You're going to read Course File 11 as well as Del Carpio and Del Carpio article. You're also going to look into the annotated bibliography assignment. You're going to watch the explanation video, review the examples, pick your topic, and email it to me. And please do so by Monday night. Then by Wednesday, you're going to do your rough draft of your practice problems too. This week, not only do we have questions from the book, but you also have short answer questions based on the article. And then Thursday morning, the answer key will pop up here as well. So if we look at the PowerPoint for this week, we're talking about culture. And the book does a really good job of breaking down language and culture, linguistic anthropology, so this PowerPoint is much shorter than our first week's PowerPoint. So really when we're talking about culture, it's a broad and unique, and it's shared with others. That's an essential understanding of what culture is. It has to be shared with other people. It's a way of life that you identify with, and it includes visible and invisible traits. So visible, often called the big C of culture, the products and the practices, that's songs, dance, art, everything you can see. The invisible is the mannerisms, the attitudes, the priorities. Those are the perspectives, the little c culture. So language is created by culture, which is created by language, and culture can impact language practice. So an example you might read about in the book this week includes, if you look at German and Spanish words for keys and bridges. In Spanish, key is a feminine word and bridge is a masculine word. So if you ask people to describe it using different adjectives, keys will be sleek and rounded, whereas bridges are strong and structural, mirroring that feminine-masculine divide. Whereas in German, it's the opposite. So keys are cut, they're sharp. Bridges are curved. And that's a very interesting idea when we look at how culture impacts our language, and that's a very small example. But humans can be part of various cultural groups. So you can be an American, you can be a New Yorker, you can be a Western New Yorker, you can be a person who lives in a rural environment, you can be a person who's a suburbanite, a city person. And maybe you grew up in California, so you're also a part of the West Coast culture, but maybe your parents are from Italy, so you have a strong Italian heritage as well. All of us can be parts of different cultural groups. Del Carpio and Del Carpio takes this idea of culture and linguistic backgrounds and how it greatly impacts our students as humans. So we have to understand these aspects in order to better understand and meet their needs. Now this article looks particularly at ELLs. But don't limit yourself in that understanding. If we're knowing all of our students and we're serving their needs where they are, every student comes from a cultural and linguistic background that's different. So we need to understand all of them. And make sure you're coming from don't come to this as a deficit perspective. These are not things that need to be fixed or forgotten. These are valuable components of them as an individual. These are strengths. These are benefits that they're bringing to the learning environment. What they know already is a benefit for them. We're just trying to give them tools to further understand English and English culture as well. We're growing their toolbox. We're growing who they are as individuals. They're not broken. They don't need to be fixed. They're just children who we're helping build, who we're helping support, who we're helping further develop strengths. And this comes up in culturally relevant teaching as well. So we're facilitating learning environments that are relevant and where students' cultural and linguistic backgrounds are important and they're considered in their second language learning process. L2, second language, is used throughout the field to discuss any non-native languages. So it could actually be their third, fourth, fifth language, but we just refer to it as L2, meaning it's not their native language. So there's the reference for our Del Carpio and Del Carpio article. Let me know if you have any questions as you get to work on the practice problems, any concerns, and looking forward to seeing what you come up with.